All right, so are you ready to dive in with me today? Because we are going to be tackling a big one, the AI singularity.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. And you know that point where AI, artificial intelligence, surpasses human intelligence?
Right.
That moment.
That's right.
We've got Elon Musk and Larry Ellison.
Two big names.
Huge,
Yeah.
tech-heavy hitters with strong opinions about where all of this is headed. And it's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
One of them's even comparing it to like staring into a black hole.
Oh, wow.
A point of no return.
Okay.
So let's see what they have to say about this thing that could totally,
Yeah.
reshape our world.
What's really striking to me is that this AI singularity,
Yeah.
it isn't just some, far-off sci-fi thing anymore.
Right.
Like people like Elon Musk are saying, it's a lot closer than we think.
Yeah, that black hole analogy, that's straight from Musk, right?
Uh-huh.
He's saying once we hit this level of AI, there's no going back.
Yeah, like crossing a threshold.
Yeah. Right, so what does that even look like, though?
Well, he uses this really interesting comparison, to illustrate the potential intelligence gap.
Okay.
He talks about ant brains
Oh.
compared to a big, complex brain,
Yeah.
to show just how massive the difference could be.
So basically, we're the ants.
Potentially. Yeah. It's a little unsettling.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, and he thinks this could completely, reshape society and happen really fast.
And it's that unknown factor
Right.
that's so unsettling.
Absolutely.
I mean, it makes you wonder, if that's why he's so into SpaceX.
Oh, interesting.
And getting humans on Mars.
Right.
Almost like a backup plan,
Yeah, like a just in case things go really sideways here on Earth.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That raises a huge question, though.
What's that?
If we create something that's actually smarter than us,
Yeah.
how do we keep it in check?
Right.
How do we control something that might outthink us?
At every turn.
In every turn.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a pretty, intense picture
Yeah.
that Musk is painting.
For sure.
So let's bring in Larry Ellison's view.
Okay.
He's deep in AI, with Oracle.
Right.
And this thing called Project Stargate.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's got a totally different take on this whole thing.
Okay.
One that's really focused on the power of data
Okay.
to drive AI forward.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what's his take?
Well, he believes the key is a unified national data platform.
Okay.
Basically pooling all kinds of citizen data.
All kinds.
From healthcare records to even satellite imagery.
Wait, hold on. All of it.
Yeah.
Like everything.
That sounds a little...
Intense.
Yeah, a little intense.
Doesn't that raise some major privacy red flags?
You've had a really crucial point there.
Yeah.
I mean, the potential for privacy issues is huge
Yeah.
with this level of data collection, right?
Right.
But Ellison, he argues that this unified platform,
Yeah.
it's essential
Okay.
to unlock the real power of AI. So he thinks it's worth the risk.
He seems to, yeah. He believes it could help AI tackle these incredibly complex problems.
Okay.
Stuff we can't even wrap our heads around right now.
Like what?
Well, he doesn't really get into specifics.
Okay.
But, he's talking about problems that are just beyond our current understanding.
Right.
And he's specifically mentioned the UK and UAE as examples of countries already doing this well.
Okay.
He contrasts them with the U.S., which he sees as having this kind of fragmented data situation.
Right.
So it's like he's saying,
Get with it, America.
yeah, get it together if you want to be a leader in AI.
Right, because everyone else is doing it.
Exactly.
But that doesn't really erase the question,
Of course not.
Are the potential benefits really worth the risk to individual privacy?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like on one side, you have AI that could solve some of humanity's biggest challenges.
Right.
And on the other side, the possibility of misuse and abuse of our personal information.
Yeah, it's a choice we're going to have to face head on.
As AI just keeps advancing.
And it is advancing incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. Today's AI, even with all its amazing capabilities,
Right.
it's like a tiny little spigot.
Okay.
Releasing just a trickle of water.
Yeah.
But underneath,
Yeah.
there's this massive underground reservoir
Whoa.
of potential AI power
Okay.
just waiting to be unleashed.
That's a powerful image, but doesn't it make you think about...
What happens when that spigot breaks open?
Exactly.
Yeah, uncontrolled AI development could have catastrophic consequences.
Right. I mean, it's almost like that scene in Ghostbusters
Oh, yeah.
where they're told, don't cross the streams.
Right, right. Combining these powerful forces without understanding the consequences.
Yeah.
It could lead to unpredictable and potentially dangerous results.
So we're dealing with something that's incredibly powerful, but still in its early stages.
It's almost like a teenager,
Oh, yeah.
capable of amazing things,
Yeah.
but also prone to unpredictable and sometimes reckless behavior.
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And like teenagers, AI needs guidance, boundaries,
Yeah.
and careful nurturing
Right.
to reach its full potential without, causing harm.
It's a delicate balance.
This is some heavy stuff.
It is.
We're talking about the potential for like incredible progress,
Yeah.
but also unimaginable disaster,
Uh-huh.
all at the same time.
All at once.
So we've got Musk, who is warning us that the singularity is near,
Right.
and we should become a multiplanetary species just in case.
Just in case.
And then we have Ellison, who sees all this data
Right.
as the key to unlocking AI's true power.
Yeah, it really highlights the need to have these conversations now,
Yeah,
before it's too late.
before that spigot breaks open.
Exactly. We need to be thinking critically about the ethics of advanced AI,
Yeah,
building in safeguards,
right.
and making sure its development is aligned with human values.
So where does all of this leave us? Like, what's the takeaway for someone just trying to grasp all of this?
I think the key is the future of AI, it's not set in stone.
Okay.
It's something that we are shaping right now
Oh, wow.
with the choices that we make.
Okay.
We can actually influence how this technology develops
So it's not just about watching it evolve and,
and hoping for the best.
yeah, and hoping for the best.
No, we can actually play a role
In directing its path.
in directing its path, absolutely.
That's actually pretty empowering.
It is.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed by,
By the complexity of it all.
yeah, how complex it is. But you're right, we're not powerless.
We are not powerless.
You miss.
No. And remember, AI, it's a tool.
Right,
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
right.
The outcome really depends on the intentions
Of the people using it.
of those who wield it. Yeah.
Which takes us right back to that question
Oh, yeah.
you brought up earlier.
Uh-huh.
If AI surpasses human intelligence,
Yeah.
who controls the valve on its power? Right.
And what safeguards do we need to put in place
That's the million-dollar question.
to make sure it's used responsibly?
Yeah, and there's no easy answer.
I mean, it's going to take, collaboration
It will?
between governments,
Yes.
industry leaders.
Researchers, everyday people
Yeah.
like us,
Right, to figure all this.
to establish these ethical frameworks and regulations and oversight
Yeah.
that can keep up with the rapid pace of AI development.
It sounds like we need a whole new set of rules
We do.
for a whole new era of technology.
Precisely the frameworks that we have right now for managing technology,
Right.
they might not be enough to
Mhm.
handle the challenges of superintelligent AI. We need to think outside the box,
We do.
anticipate the risks,
Yes.
and come up with solutions like now.
Proactively. Absolutely.
This is intimidating,
It is.
but I sense some excitement from you too.
Well, it is intimidating,
Yeah.
but it's also incredibly exciting to be alive at a time when we have the opportunity to shape the future of intelligence itself.
Wow.
The decisions that we make today will have consequences that ripple far into the future.
That's heavy.
It's a huge responsibility, but also an incredible privilege.
It's like we're standing at the edge of a new frontier,
We are.
with the chance to be pioneers in a whole new chapter of human history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like any pioneers, we need to move forward cautiously,
Yeah.
but also with the spirit of adventure
Yeah.
and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
I like that. Okay. I'm feeling a little more optimistic now, but there's still that nagging question,
yeah.
What if we get it wrong? What if we just can't control AI's power?
That's a possibility we can't ignore.
Right.
But I think acknowledging the risks, having these open and honest discussions,
Yeah.
and really prioritizing those ethical considerations,
Yeah.
that can increase our chances of success.
So it's not about eliminating risk entirely,
Right.
but managing it, intelligently and responsibly.
Precisely. And remember, the future isn't set in stone. It's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Shaped by our choices every single day.
Okay.
We have the power to steer this technology.
Oh, it's a positive outcome.
Yeah, toward a positive outcome. But it requires awareness, engagement, and,
Working together.
working together. Yeah.
That's a good point. It's like even with this massive technological shift,
Yeah.
we still have agency.
We do.
We still have a voice.
Absolutely. And the more voices we have in this conversation, the
Right.
better equipped we'll be.
To make the right choices.
Exactly.
Thinking about Ellison's whole data-driven approach, I'm curious about real-world applications.
Hmm.
What could this actually look like in practice?
Well, imagine a world where AI,
Yeah.
fueled by all of this data.
Uh-huh.
It helps us personalize healthcare treatments,
Okay.
optimize city planning.
For sustainability.
For sustainability, yeah. Or even, like, predict and prevent natural disasters.
It seems like...
The possibilities are vast.
It seems like the sky's the limit.
It really does.
But how do we balance those potential benefits with those privacy concerns?
Right. Well, that's where robust data governance comes in.
Okay.
We need to develop, strict regulations, oversight mechanisms to ensure the data is used responsibly and ethically,
Okay.
with clear guidelines for consent, transparency, and accountability.
So it's not just about gathering data.
Right.
It's about using it ethically.
Exactly.
Ellison seems to have a lot of faith in AI's problem-solving abilities.
He does.
Does that tie back to that idea of AI as a tool?
Absolutely. I think both Musk and Ellison,
Yeah.
despite their different approaches,
Yeah.
they seem to view AI as a tool.
Okay.
The key difference is really in their vision
Yeah.
of how this tool should be developed and controlled.
So how do their visions differ?
Well, Musk really emphasizes the need for caution,
Right.
maybe even a backup plan,
Okay.
like with space exploration.
Right. Right.
Ellison, on the other hand, he's more focused on harnessing the power of data and building those really robust systems for AI governance.
Okay. So if we kind of step back
Yeah.
and look at the bigger picture,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like we're standing at a crossroads.
Well, yeah,
One path leads us to a future where AI helps us, solve our biggest problems.
Yeah.
The other path potentially leads to unintended consequences.
Right.
And even harm.
That's a great way to put it. And the path we choose
Yeah.
will depend on the decisions we make
In the coming years?
in the years to come. Yeah, it's a challenge that requires careful consideration,
Collaboration.
collaboration, a willingness to adapt and learn as we go.
It's almost as if Musk is urging us to prepare for the worst,
Yeah.
while Ellison is encouraging us to, strive for the best.
That's a good way to look at it.
They both offer valuable insights, but they
Yeah.
also raise a lot of questions.
They do. And that's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah, these questions, they force us to think critically
Okay.
about the implications of AI, to challenge assumptions, and to really engage in this meaningful dialogue about the kind of future we want to create.
That Ghostbusters analogy pops up again.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we really need to be careful
We do.
about which streams we're crossing, metaphorically speaking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of the risks of unchecked AI development.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't let fear paralyze us.
Right.
Innovation and exploration, they're essential for progress.
But they have to be coupled with responsibility.
Yes, and a commitment to those ethical principles.
So what can we do? How can we as individuals
Yeah.
contribute to shaping this future in a positive way?
Well, first and foremost, stay informed.
Okay.
Educate yourself about AI,
Yeah.
its potential, its benefits, its risks,
Yeah.
the ethical considerations.
Don't just let the algorithms decide.
Don't just let the algorithms decide your future, right?
Yeah.
Engage in these conversations. Share your thoughts. Share your concerns. Advocate for responsible AI development.
Okay.
And remember, you don't need to be a tech expert to have a voice in this conversation.
Yeah, this is about all of us.
This is about our collective future,
Right.
and every perspective matters.
I like that. This has been fascinating.
It has.
Musk paints a somewhat alarming picture
Yeah.
of this rapidly approaching singularity. And then Ellison's perspective, offers this more optimistic outlook,
Yeah.
focused on data-driven AI to solve those complex problems.
Right.
But even with these seemingly contrasting viewpoints,
Yeah.
there's this shared sense of urgency.
Indeed, the decisions we make today,
Yeah,
they will have a lasting impact.
right.
We have the power to guide AI's development
Towards a positive outcome.
towards a positive outcome for all of humanity, but
But
it requires awareness, engagement, and a commitment to those ethical principles.
Okay, so we've talked about these two very different perspectives on the AI singularity.
Mm-hmm.
But what does this actually mean for us, for our listeners? What's the key takeaway from all of this? What really strikes me is that both Musk and Ellison, they're both highlighting just how urgent this moment is.
Yeah, they're both saying, hey, this AI singularity,
Yeah.
it's not some distant thing. It's closer than we think, and we better be ready.
Exactly. It's like both of them are sounding the alarm.
Yeah, there's a real feeling that we're at this turning point.
Right, like a crossroads.
Yeah, the choices we make now, they could change everything.
It's exciting, but also kind of scary, right?
Absolutely. It's like we're on the verge of this huge transformation,
Yeah,
but we don't know if it's going to be good or bad.
like Utopia or Dystopia.
Right. And that uncertainty is what makes it so fascinating.
It makes you think about what it means to be human.
Yeah, like what do we really value? What kind of future do we want?
It takes me back to that analogy of the spigot and the underground reservoir.
Oh, right.
Like, what happens when that spigot is wide open?
Yeah, when we unleash the full power of AI.
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is, and it's both exciting and terrifying.
On the one hand, we could solve climate change, cure diseases.
Explore the universe in ways we can't even imagine.
It's like all our wildest dreams could come true.
Exactly. But then there's the other
The
side.
dark side.
Yeah, what if AI gets out of control?
Like it starts making decisions that are bad for humans.
Right, and that's where that Ghostbusters thing comes back.
Don't cross the stream.
Exactly. We've all seen those movies where it goes wrong.
So how do we prevent that?
We need to be really cautious about how we develop AI.
Yeah, but we also can't let fear stop us from innovating.
Of course not. It's about finding that balance.
Right. Pushing the boundaries, but also making sure AI stays aligned with human values.
And that brings us to the ethics of it all.
Which is a whole other can of worms.
It really is. We need to be asking tough questions.
So, like, what does it even mean for a machine to be ethical?
Exactly. Or how do we teach AI about human values?
And who decides what those values are anyway?
Right. We could spend hours talking about that.
Seriously. But I think for our listeners, the key takeaway is this.
What's that?
The future of AI isn't something that's just happening to us.
Right. It's not predetermined.
We're creating it.
We are through the choices that we make.
So what can we do? How can we make sure it's a good future?
Stay informed. Educate yourself about AI.
Okay.
Learn about the benefits, the risks, the ethical issues.
So don't just let the algorithms decide our future.
Exactly. Take control. Engage in conversations.
Speak up.
Share your concerns. Advocate for responsible development.
Support those organizations that are trying to do AI the right way.
Yeah, and remember, you don't have to be a tech expert.
Right, anyone can have a voice in this.
It's about all of us. It's about humanity's future.
So to our listeners, we'll leave you with this.
What's that?
The future of AI is in our hands.
It really is.
Let's make it a future worth creating.
Until next time, keep